we should do a segment on Trump's role in the deal and the debate over whether Trump did this. And then I want to kind of do an analysis, maybe somewhat chronologically, on how the Biden administration and specifically Blinken blocked the deal and wound up kind of giving Trump an alley-oop, which is just kind of ironic because they always wanted credit, but it seemed like they just couldn't stop enjoying the slaughter. But as you mentioned, Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is the most fanatically religious nationalist, messianic member of Netanyahu's cabinet, who's holding it together when it was a much less durable coalition prior to October 7th, at a high point of protest against Netanyahu over the judicial reform. He needed Ben-Gvir and Smotrich from the Otzma Yehudit, or Jewish Power Party, which is a fascist party in Israel, inspired by Meir Kahane. He needed them to hold his coalition together, and they wound up having Netanyahu by the short and curlies. And Itamar Ben-Gvir has boasted in the past 72 hours that again and again, those are his exact words, he prevented a ceasefire deal. This is while Biden and Blinken were blaming Hamas for everything. Now Ben-Gvir has resigned, as he promised to do if there were a ceasefire, and he's leading the fascist resistance from the outside. And as you said, Aaron, Netanyahu is now the radical center of Israeli politics, and Yair Lapid, who is his sort of chief rival, the loyal Zionist opposition, has promised to bolster Netanyahu's party to support the ceasefire. So Netanyahu does have a lot of political latitude to enforce a ceasefire deal. We just don't totally know what the terms will be. And, before we, I guess, look at how the role Trump played, I think we should listen to Trump's national security advisor, incoming national security advisor, Mike Waltz, on how the war could just be restarted again at any second, despite a ceasefire.
Number two, we've made it very clear to the Israelis, and I want the people of Israel to hear me on this. If they need to go back in, we're with them. If Hamas doesn't live up to the terms of this agreement, we are with them. Hamas is not going to continue as a military entity, and it certainly is not going to govern Gaza, Brett. So, I mean, I want people to hear that crystal clear.
We often talk about.
By the way, Brett, I mean, this is President Trump who took out Soleimani, who took out Baghdadi. I think all these terrorist organizations understand now the type of man and the type of leader that they're dealing with.
Yeah, interesting comments, not just because he stated very clearly that Israel can just launch another war at any moment, but also because he declared that it was Hamas that had to live up to its end of the obligations on the ceasefire deal, even though Hamas was not supposed to be still able to govern at this point or even exist, as Netanyahu promised total victory. So he kind of acknowledged a major strategic defeat on that point for Israel. And then he says that Hamas cannot have any military capacity in Gaza. Well, good luck with that. I mean, take a look at the victory celebrations. There are Hamas flags everywhere. They are a mass movement. They are a mass-based social movement in the Gaza Strip. They're not going anywhere. And their leadership is being replaced just as the ranks of the Al-Qassam brigades are being replaced.
Yeah, and sorry if I missed it, but Blinken, like, what did Blinken just say the other day? He said that their ranks have grown. That was like another example of just again, putting aside the fact that it's a genocide, even from the point of view of Israeli U.S. goals of destroying Hamas. And Blinken ends his tenure by saying, oh yeah, by the way, Hamas's ranks have grown. Because when you slaughter people, destroy their families, destroy their society, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to want to fight back. And their opportunity to do that is through Hamas. And so that's why Blinken has to admit that Hamas has more fighters than before.
Yeah. Yep. Which is, what was the point? What was the point of killing everyone? You simultaneously say that Hamas has been degraded and has been its capacity for fighting is reduced by 80%, and you then declare that it has 23,000 fighters in the field, that it's replenished its ranks, what were they supposed to have started at 30,000? So, I mean, Netanyahu's statistics on having eliminated tens of thousands of them is bunk. What was the point?